Hi everyone. In the previous class, we have seen the concept of jQuery. In that, we have seen how to write jQuery. Like I explained the concept of syntax of jQuery and how to select an element, like with help of selectors, with help of attributes, how to select all the elements. I have explained clearly. Okay. In today's class, we'll see the concept of jQuery events. jQuery events. Guys, I don't want to go for much stress on this events concept because in Java also I have explained the same concept, Java events, as well as in the previous chapter, JavaScript events I have clearly explained along with all the examples. Okay, the events are the same thing in any language. Difference is the difference is with respect to only the structure. So that structure also I have explained clearly in the previous class. Yeah, fine. So guys, what do you mean by an event? An event is simply an action which is performed by the user. For that action, our web page is going to respond. That one we call it as an event. For example, whenever user is going to perform some kind of click operation, click operation, how my browser need to respond, how my web page need to respond. This one we call it as an event. Something like double click is also a kind of an event. Like that, we'll have various kind of events are there. Yeah. Uh, like for example, we are going to sometimes what we are going to do is we are going to resize the browser. Whenever we're trying to resize the browser, sometimes we will get a kind of alert message like don't resize your browser, like that. So that one we call it as an event. Yeah, fine. So generally if you categorize all these kind of events, these all categorized into four types of events. One is mouse events, keyboard events, form events, document or window events. Or window events, yeah. Fine. Guys, if you are going to work with any kind of activity, if you are going to perform any kind of action with respect to mouse, all this will comes under mouse events. Similarly, work with keyboard, we call it as keyboard events. And whenever you're trying to perform some kind of operation over the form, the kind of events which is going to rise we called as form events. And whenever you're going to perform some kind of action over the entire document of the HTML web page, we call it as document or window event. If you take the examples of mouse events, which you already know, with the help of mouse, I can able to perform click operation. I can able to perform double click operation on that with the help of that mouse, or I can able to perform mouse enter operation, meaning that so for example, there is a kind of element button element. On that, if I place a cursor, that one we call it as a mouse enter, meaning that whenever I am trying to take over my mouse pointer over a particular element, we can call it as a mouse enter. Similarly, mouse leave, if I remove that mouse pointer from that element, we can call it as a mouse leave. Like that, we'll have various kind of events are there, like mouse down, mouse up. So like mouse down means you are trying to press the button, like that button can be the left button, right button, or middle button. At the time pressing means it is called as mouse down. Mouse up means that pressed button I'm going to release. That release can be either left release or right or middle button. Those are also called as mouse up. Okay, mouse over. So like that, every kind of these all will comes under mouse events. Similarly, if we take keyboard events, whatever the operations that we are going to perform with the help of keyboard, those all will comes under keyboard events. Keyboard events, yeah. So, like for example, key press, key press, key up, key down, all these will comes under keyboard events. Like for example, form events. Form events, so what we can do, with the help of form I can able to perform submit operation, or I can able to perform change event, or I can able to perform focus event, or it can be a kind of blurry event. Like for example, see guys, all this clearly explained there in the JavaScript amma. That is why I'm moving fast. So submit event, when it is going to rise, whenever you are trying to submit the data over a form with the help of a submit button, it will raise an event called submit event. So like real time, like whenever you are going to submit something, it is going to provide some kind of alert. Do you want to submit the data? That kind of, like, meaning that after clicking the submit button, before sending the data to the server, what kind of action we are going to do, that we can do with the help of the submit event. Change event, like for example, I would like to ask for the gender from the user, gender for the user, right? So at the time gender, we'll have an options like select male, female options are there. Male and female options are there, right? So at the time what will happen, you are going to click on the drop down menu, and I am going to select male. At the time what will happen, it is going to change from one value to another value. At the time this change event is going to rise. Guys, these examples I have shown in the JavaScript event. Yeah. So next, focus event. So focus event means whenever I am focused my cursor over a field. So like for example, there is a like name field. I have a text box. Whenever my cursor gets focus here, automatically it will raise an event called focus event. Blur event, whenever it deselects, defocus an a text box, or defocus a field, defocus a field, then it will raise an event called blur event. Blur event. Similarly, document events, are which we called as window events. This kind of events are going to rise whenever you are going to perform, some kind of load event, meaning that after completion of the loading of the web page, what I have to show to the user, or like whenever I'm going to perform some kind of resize operation over the browser, what kind of events I need to perform. So like your browser should not resize, that kind of message if you want to display to the user, then we can go for like this document events. Like for example, you'll have select event is there. So when the user is selected, what do you need to do?